Hello friends and family of YouTube. Well, I have people ask me all the time, what is the best way to get a great deal on a camper? Or when is the best time of the year to buy a camper to get a good deal? So today I hope to share with you some of those answers to those questions and give you a few things that might help you get the best deal you can. So we'll start off first by talking about some of the months of the year. And we will start with November and go through February. And I will tell you that those months, November to February, is the hardest months for a dealership to sell a new camper. So with that being said, if they've not sold a camper for several months, not many of them anyway, that's definitely going to be when you've got the most leverage, is during those months. Now, that is not to say that you can't get a good deal during some other months. Let's say that March through really probably early June, that is when the most deals are moving out. Every dealership is selling as many units as they can. Lots of them are going off the floor very quick. So you can get a good deal during those months. You've just got to be creative and know a few tricks as well. So during those months, what you want to keep in mind is they're having a hard time taking each unit and going through the service department and going through that particular unit, having it inspected before you get to take it home. So if you are someone that is handy and you feel like you know your way around the RV and camping industry as far as working on one of these yourself, you can say, look, I don't want to wait it out, cause your staff to get further behind back there in the shop. I know that it can be a week or 2 weeks. Hey, I'm willing to buy this thing, take it home. I can test it out myself. Anything that is wrong, I'll be glad to bring it back and have serviced. The main thing that they do not want to let it out of the door, the dealership, is they want to test the gas fittings on it and make sure that there are no gas leaks of your camper. So I doubt that any of the dealerships would let it go without testing at least the gas on it. But they would probably allow you to take it with the other things in mind that might not be working on it. So with the fact that you're willing to work with them and help out their service department that is backed up for weeks and weeks and weeks during those busy months of March through June, that will help them out. That will help them get a sale and let it move on down the road. So that's a good time as well. And for the months of July and August, you have a lot of stagnant inventory on the dealership lots. So if you are willing to buy one of those units, that you will definitely be able to have some leverage as long as you bring it up. You've got to bring it up. You've got to tell them, hey, I know that this thing's been here a little while. It made it through the peak season, as it were, and it did not get picked up, but I'm willing to make a deal, work out a deal with you on this particular unit. And September and October is kind of like a round two, if you want to call it that, for a peak season. So during these months, the dealerships are very busy, and again, they're moving out the popular units. So if you are willing to take one of these units that is not quite as popular, you definitely can get a deal during those months. So now that we've went through the entire year on the calendar and talked about each individual month, hopefully that answers your question as to what the best time of the year. So now let's talk about some things that can help you get a better deal. And here is the sticker that you want to look for. And usually this is a bright yellow, and it's close to the front left-hand side of any camper. And on here, it will tell you the date of manufacture. So that's what you want to look for, is the date of manufacture, and use this as your leverage. Okay, now here's where it gets a little bit tricky, but I hope to not make this too confusing. You can have a manufacturer date, let's say of June of 2020, and you think this is a 2020 model. No, it's actually a 2021 model. RVs are a little different than automobiles. I think automobiles, the new models come out, it's either September or October, somewhere around there, but the camping industry does not recognize the same months as the auto industry. So you can have a new model come out in the middle of the summer. Now what you want to look for on those yellow sticker that I showed you, the date of manufacture. If you notice that that date of manufacture was about 8-9 months ago, you know that that camper has been sitting on that lot for a long time. And keep bringing this up every opportunity you can as you're talking to the salesman. The reason you want to keep bringing this up and you want to talk about stagnant inventory is there are two different ways that these dealerships work. Some dealerships buy these campers straight outright. They buy them, they own them, they are on the lot, they can sell it for whatever price they want to. That's at their own discretion. Now, there are other dealerships that what they do is they take these, they put them on the lot, and they are having to pay interest every month on these. So if they're paying interest on it, they still do not want a stagnant piece of inventory because that is costing them every single month. Not only are they having to pay interest on it, but they're having to pay insurance on that model. So it's in their best interest to hurry up and get rid of the stagnant weight that is costing them month after month. Now, on the flip side, if they bought this outright, they still would like to get rid of it. So either way you look at it, if that sticker is several months old, they want to get rid of it, and you've got to bring it to their attention that you know that it's old. If there is a particular floor plan that you like, maybe not necessarily the brand or the exterior, you know, like how this one here has aluminum siding, you can find this same layout on a model that has a different siding, which also will be made from a different manufacturer. So you can ask the dealership, do you have this same layout in a model that you could do us a better price on? The reason I say this is a lot of people are really focused on the layout. They have so many amount of kids that's going to be going on the trip with them, or their vehicle can only pull XYZ amount of weight, so on and so forth. So if you let the dealership know that, hey, it's basically the layout that I'm interested in, not necessarily the name brand. You could find, let's say, Winnebago versus this company Avenger. The exact same layout. Everything is exactly the same, except for the name and a few little tweaks here and there, and a few little things that are going to be better. Is it going to be worth $20,000 difference in price? I would say no, but to each their own. But that's how this how this industry kind of rolls, as it is. Now, if you are interested in a model like, let's say, the Flagstaff Micro Light 21 FBRS, I'm going to tell you right now, you really don't have much leverage, because that is one of the most popular brands, models out there. Everybody loves it. Hey, I've got a video that I did on one, and it has well over 250,000 views. My other videos usually have about 2,000 views. So that should give you an idea of how popular that particular model is. Now, if you are looking for that particular model, about the only leverage you're gonna have is you're gonna have to call around. You're gonna have to find out what the prices are at other dealerships within, say, a 5 hour drive, I'm sorry. and use that as your leverage. And no dealership wants to be, they don't want to let it out there that somebody else can underprice them. They will tell you this. This is very important. Here's what dealerships are going to tell you. Well, that other place down the road, they have some hidden fees and dock fees, title fees. They have fees that we don't have. So when you call around, you make sure that you ask what is the bottom line out the door price, and that price needs to either be cash price or your financing price. And that is another thing that I've got to talk about. Huge. I'm about to let a big cat out of the bag right here. You know, we always feel like if we go into a dealership and we say, man, I'm gonna buy this cash. What is the best cash price you can give me? And you think, man, I am really working it now. Well, what may surprise you is the guy who comes in here and buys that exact same model and he buys it financed, he might get a better deal than you. So why is that? Well, here it is. Some banks offer kickbacks on these things. So as soon as you sign up and do credit on a camper, that credit that you applied for, that bank will give a kickback to the dealership. So sometimes it's in your best interest to go ahead and finance it. There's no law against you paying it off next week. Whatever it takes for you to get a better deal. And even bring that up to the dealership. Ask them straight up, hey man, I'm here to get the best deal I can. Am I better off to finance this thing, or am I better off to pay cash for it? You tell me, hey, you be honest with me today. I'm not gonna pull any strings with you. I'm not here to waste your time. I am a serious buyer. I'm wanting to save a lot of money. And here's why. You think about this. If you save $1,000, how long does it take you to save $1,000? How long does it take you to make $1,000? If you follow some of the steps that I'm telling you about, you can save a bunch of money, several thousands of dollars. We're talking about the difference between you paying on this for 4 years versus 6 years maybe. Or maybe we're talking about, the difference between you having to work several more months before you get to retire. If you're wanting to go out in this thing and enjoy life and retire and have fun, the more you pay for it, the longer you've got to work. So keep that in mind. And I know it's very uncomfortable for us to try to work a deal with a salesman. These guys are fast talkers. These guys are pros at this, and we are not. I know it's uncomfortable, but it is so well worth it when you know that you have saved several thousands of dollars. Don't just take the words that I've given you here, folks. Watch some videos. There's going to be plenty of videos out there telling you from a car salesman point of view of how to get the best deal. Spend one night before you go to make your deal listening to some videos on YouTube from some car dealers telling you how car salesman telling you how to get the best deal. They're going to teach you some of the ropes, tell you what you need to know, some of the language you need to spill out there. It's going to be pretty similar to the camper industry, I promise you. I know of dealerships that only hire car salesmen. So it's still the same thing that you've got to deal with when you go buy a camper. So the keys to this is basically if you can be flexible, if you can be knowledgeable, and just do as much research as you can before trying to make a deal, that's going to be the best thing you can do. Folks, I appreciate y'all spending some time with me today. Hey, if y'all would, leave some comments down below. Let others know some tips and tricks that you've thought of. I sure appreciate it, folks. Y'all have a great day, and I hope to see y'all real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.